Hello students, welcome to the video lecture series on electrical installation, maintenance and testing. Today we will start with unit number 1 and the name of the unit is distribution system. In the previous semester you have studied one subject that is called as the power system, and before that you have studied one subject in the first semester second year, that is power generation technology. So the third part from this series is this subject. You have studied or you know that the generation, transmission and distribution is a very important areas in the power system. So if we have to maintain the continuity of the electricity, then we have to make sure that our distribution system is much more efficient or much more reliable to ensure the continuity. So today we will take the important concept that is called as a classification of supply system. There are various classifications under this. So DC 2-wire system is there, single phase 2-wire AC system is there, 3-phase 3-wire AC system is also there, and we are using 3-phase 4-wire AC supply system. After that, we are interested for the comparison between the overhead and underground systems on the basis of volume of requirement of conductor. Then we will discuss the AC distribution systems. So under this we will discuss the types of primary and secondary distribution systems. We are interested for the calculation also of voltage drops in AC distributors. So there are two loading, uniform and non-uniform. After this we will discuss the economics of power transmission. Under this we will discuss the economic choice of conductor with the help of Kelvin's law. We are interested for the derivation and the numerical. Then we will discuss the distribution feeders, design considerations of distribution feeder, radial and ring types of primary feeders, and voltage levels, energy losses in the feeders. So we will start with the unit number 1, that is called as a distribution system. Before that we will discuss the difference between DC transmission and AC transmission. We are interested for this difference. So every system has its own advantage and disadvantage. If we are interested for better utility, better efficiency, then one can go for AC transmission, but no doubt DC transmission is also efficient and having a minimum disadvantages. So let's say for the DC transmission we requires the two conductors, whereas for the AC transmission we require the three conductors. So RYB or ABC. As in the DC there is a no inductance, no capacitance, phase displacement is not present, hence there are very few, or you can say no surge problems also, as the case of DC transmission. But the case of AC transmission, there is a inductance, there is a capacitance, there is a phase displacement, and there is a surge problem is also there. In the DC there is a no skin effect, therefore the entire cross section area of conductor is utilized. But in the case of AC transmission, the skin effect is present and the effective resistance is increased. So we know that whenever the resistance increases, that is responsible for decrease of current flow. In the DC transmission, less coronal loss. So this corona and this corona pandemic is a different. So this coronal loss is a minimum. There is a reduced interference with the communication circuits. So this is a very advantageous. In case of AC transmission, there are more corona loss as well as there is interference with the communication line. In the DC, there is no stability problems and synchronizing difficulties, whereas in the case of AC, there always a stability problem and always there is a synchronizing difficulties. Now the disadvantages. So all these the parameters which we have considered as advantages of the DC. Now we are interested for the disadvantages of DC transmission. The electric power cannot be generated at high DC voltage due to the commutation problem. So one know that whenever we are interested to use the DC generators, so that DC generators are not capable to produce the high voltage amount of power because of there is a commutation is going to occur or commutation problem is persist. But one can generate a high amount of AC voltage with the help of AC generators or alternators. The second disadvantage is DC switches and circuit breaker have their own limitations. So whenever we are going to study the switch gear and protection in the first year, second semester, then you can understood the concept of circuit breaker in that particular subject. But here you have to just keep in mind there is a difficulty or there is always problem for DC circuit breakers or DC switches, as the cost is also high for these DC circuit breakers, and in the case of AC there is no problem. In the case of DC transmission, the DC transmission is difficult and costly, while in case of AC, maintenance is easy and it is cheaper. It requires the less copper, as we know that we discussed there is only two requirements of conductor, so it uses the less amount of copper volume. Whereas there is three copper conductors or three lines conductors are present, so it requires high amount or more amount of copper conductors. While comparing the amount of cross conductor material the required in various systems, the proper comparison shall be basis of equal maximum stress on the particular system. So I hope this is the difference between DC transmission and AC transmission. So this difference is a very important, and whenever you are going to prepare for a state government exam or for the central government exam, this point is considered or is asked surely. I hope you understood the concept of DC transmission and AC transmission. Thank you. God bless you all.